Hello everyone, it's 9th of May of year 2020, and as you know, humanity is still fighting with coronavirus, and we have all the situation with quarantine, and everything is basically closed. There is no option to go to the cinema, to sit in the bar with your friends, or to go to the theater or have any other kind of our usual entertainment activities. So I decided to make this video to give you some idea what you can do during this period, which will be, I would say, entertaining, interesting, and a little bit unusual because that's an outdoor activity. So I'm talking about mushroom hunt. Yeah, during the beginning of May. And the mushroom, which is totally, let's say, pickable and searchable in forest, at least currently in Northern Europe, is morel, or different sorts of morels and its relatives. So in this video I want to talk how to find forest which is, let's say, morel friendly, and how to identify the particular places where you can increase the chances to find morels. And even if you will not find anything in your mushroom hunt, it's still worth that. It's still worth to go to the forest. It's still worth to spend like a couple of hours walking across the forest, listening to the singing of birds, breathing the fresh air, and having this quite meditative experience. So right now let's look in which type of forest it was to go to find some mushrooms. During the April or May or June, you have to check actually your particular region, because currently we are in Estonia, which is basically Northern Europe, and here the season for morels is like starting. But depending on your region, it might be too early, it might be just the right time, it might be also too late. So you have to check your own mushroom calendars to know when is the right time. Is it right now, or maybe you have to like wait a little bit, or maybe unfortunately that might be also too late, but hopefully not. So yes, right now let's check what kind of forest do you need to find some mushrooms. So let's take a look on the forest where I'm currently talking with you. This is definitely a leaf forest, and I would say that what you can see right now is not a perfect place for finding morels or the relatives of morels, but it's pretty close to that. Because first of all, from my experience, you have most of chances if you are inside the leaf forest. But also let's check the ground of this forest. As you can see, it's already quite warm here, so a lot of grass here, and if we see such a huge amount of grass, well, we should say that we have not that huge chances to find something in this grass. Also, if you will see a lot of trees like we hear now, they grow pretty intensively. This is also not super mushroom friendly place, but it's quite close to that. So if you see something like this is actually a good sign, because it looks almost like what you should actually concentrate at. And if we will see, here is actually a very promising place, because there are a lot of dried leaves here, and this is exactly what we need. This is another type of soil that you can meet in this morel friendly forest. As you can see, the soil is very moisturized here. It was basically covered with water, I think, several days ago. So unfortunately you will not be able to find anything right here, because that's too much of water here. But it's also a good sign, because generally speaking, morels and all the kinds of morels relatives, they like moisture, they like water, and this is really essential for them to have something really wet quite close to them. So place like this, or even place which is covered with water, which is really swampy, that basically shows that somewhere near this place it might be a good place to find some morels. So it was to walk around and concentrate mainly on places with a lot of dried leaves from the previous year, and look around quite closely, because, well, you can find something there. Yeah, and here is our first find. Okay, that's not exactly a morel, but this is the close relative of morel. This is called verpa bohemica. It's like more scientific name. Some people call that false morel or early morel, but what's important for us is this mushroom is absolutely eatable. The taste of this mushroom is actually exactly or very close to the taste of morel, so all the receipts, they're quite applicable also to this kind of mushroom. So let's take a closer look and let's talk a little bit how to identify this mushroom, how to be sure that it's really something eatable, because when we talk about mushrooms, you can never be too careful, you know. So I would say that the most sure way to identify this mushroom is to try to detach the cup from the leg. So for verpa bohemica, you can easily detach the leg from the cup, and the cup will be quite empty inside. So in this way you can be sure that you are dealing with verpa bohemica, which is very close relative of true morels, and you can do a lot of delicious stuff out of that. There are a lot of recipes of French cuisine, and not only, it's very delicious, popular and super good mushroom. So we are concentrating mainly on places with not very intense grass, and here is another found. Here it is. Beautiful, isn't that? Another mushroom, and what's great about this type of mushroom, that it grows in groups. So look here, another one, and the third one. Delicious. What is also worth to be mentioned that so far we're quite lucky with our findings, because they were quite visible. They were standing high above the soil, above the leaves, above the even grass, but sometimes they're not that easy to find and not that easy to see, as for example we can see here in this case. So sometimes it was to be really attentive, to concentrate all your attention on this dried off leaves, and sometimes you will be rewarded for that. And now it's time to share with you the outcome of my today's social distancing in a form of mushroom hunt. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to the channel. And here is my today's outcome. For approximately 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours in the forest, I become richer for this amount of mushrooms. I think that's approximately maybe 2 kilos of mushrooms. And I wouldn't say that this result is so great. It might be a lot better depending on place, depending on your luck, depending on season, of course. So please first of all check the seasons for morels in your region, in your particular region. And good luck in forest. Bye.